Naja throwing big. Golden, he gon' fuck a nigga bitch wearing Burberry. Golden, keep a real shoot around like Wayne Perry. Golden, what the fuck inside that bowl, nigga, Katy Perry. Fuck nigga, I get it from the source, I'm a narco. Golden really stepping on that brick, nigga like Nardo. Spanish plug, he don't speak no English, he Ricardo. Fuck nigga, I'm chicken talking, this ain't for retardo. Pretty bitch, how the fuck that pussy get so fucking wet? What the fuck, I'm really getting that check, I can get him straight. Fuck nigga, if you sit down and listen, I can teach finesse. Golden down in Broward with the Haitians trying to learn the duet. Nigga had
Hold on. I'm trying to get the Brett Favre shit. Here we go.
Brett Favre, along with the help of a former Mississippi governor, obtained welfare funds to help
Shut up, bitch. I said,
build a new.
Now, one thing I'll say though, before we get started, God damn, bro. If you not watching, follow, like, subscribe, comment, do all that. You can get lit. One thing I'll say before I start this though, alright. One thing I'll say before I start this nigga Brett Favre ain't shit, bro. And we can truly say, bro ain't never been for the culture. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, he was a great football player and all, but nigga, fuck that. That nigga really then did some foul shit just to appease. I mean, I understand, not really, but there's other ways of doing it. So I'm like, nigga, fuck no. Niggas just tweaking, bro. Niggas just really. We finna get into this. I know Skip finna. Yeah, Skip finna go in, boy. Skip finna go in, boy. We finna watch this, boy. Hold on. We finna get into one of this. We finna get into one of this. We finna get into one of this. Bro, somebody guys leave me out of the Discord shit, bro. I don't understand. Whatever, dog. Let's get active, bro.
The new volleyball center at the University of Southern Mississippi. Shannon, how much do you think this could tarnish Brett Favre's legacy?
Well, I don't think none can tarnish it, because if you go back and look at his history when he played in the NFL, it should have tarnished it already.
Yep.
I talked to people that was in the room when Brett Favre went into the Hall of Fame, and nobody mentioned about text messages that he sent to that jet masseuse.
Yep.
Nobody mentioned anything about the addiction that he suffered from. But yet, T.O., they brought up everything. Can you imagine if T.O. would have had an incidents like Brett Favre off the field? T.O. still, to this day right now, would not be in the Hall of Fame. Yet they walked right past it like Brett Favre did nothing.
That is true. I give you that.
The problem that I have with this situation, you got to be a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest of the low. Skip, Mississippi is the poorest state in our country. Its citizens. So if they're the poorest state, Brett Favre is taken from the underserved. You made $100+ million in the NFL. And they're talking about, well, he didn't know. This is what Brett Favre takes. If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much? So if you got to ask this question, is there any way the media can find out? You already know you're doing something wrong. The mere fact that you don't want anybody to know. So you know you're doing something wrong. And Skip, he wanted to seem so philanthropic. He wanted to change the perception of the narrative. He take money for some damn volleyball arena.
Well, his
daughter played. You see what Brett Favre did for his alma mater? No, he didn't get no money came out of his pocket. He stole money from people that really needed that money.
Yep.
Man, this is embarrassing. And he's not the only one. Ted DiBiase, a former wrestler, even Marcus Dupree, a great running back at the school that you loved growing up, Oklahoma. He got money. How can you got to be really low to take from the poorest of the poor?
Yes.
Brett, you ain't got enough money? Okay, Skip, listen. You know you're not supposed to have this. But how about go give the damn speeches? They're paying you to give speeches, and you didn't even give the speeches. And now you won't even pay the money back. And they fired one of the guys that say he tried to recruit the money. They fired him he was a Clinton appointee. This was political.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you get the money back? Have nothing to do with politics. The man and this is what we know. Skip, when black and brown people do fraud the government, they hell bent. You get an EBT card, or you get WIC, or you get stuff like that, boy, they move heaven and earth to try to put you in jail for $400 little measly dollars.
Fact.
Now this man done took $1 million. Somebody got $3 million. Somebody got $400,000.
Yeah.
And they sitting around like, well, you know, it happened, and we'll see. And they're gonna get more money and do it all over again.
And to your point, the Mississippi Department of Human Services had to file a civil lawsuit against Brett Favre because he had not paid back the interest he owed on the $1.1 million that he was fraudulently given for giving no speeches.
Right. And he won't even pay the 1.1 back. He won't even pay the interest on the money.
Right. It's $228,000.
I mean, you got to be really low.
Yeah.
You got to be really low. And people and politicians, you got to be really low too. To know that this money is supposed to go to the most underserved.
Talk about
and you take it and give it to people that's made millions or got millions or have the potential to make millions, and you're willing to do that. You're willing to let your people starve. You let your people go underserved. And Brett Favre, you took this money. Ain't nothing. Skip, this is what we know.
Yeah.
If people like you, there is nothing you can do to turn them against you. We've seen this before now. We see what's going on right now. We got people bending themselves, becoming contortionists, trying to explain away what somebody doing with top secret documents at their location. They've been themselves in pretzel. They looking like Neo in the Matrix.
Yep.
So nothing Brett Favre can do. But he's been a sleazeball. He's been shady for a very, very long time.
Me greasy, bitch.
Hey, Want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look, if you've been injured in a car accident,
Stupid bitch.
To all of your points, the one thing I'm pretty sure about is Brett Favre will not be seen in any more national TV commercials from this point forward.
Why won't? Skip, they knew about this. He's still in Copper John. He's still throwing passes to Jerry Rice.
This will end that.
Whatever.
So we start with his career. And obviously, the great John Madden helped make Brett Favre's career because
he loved him.
He just loved him. And it gave John so much joy to watch Brett play with so much joy.
Yeah.
And we give him that. And he was obviously a great football player.
Yes.
I thought he got away with near murder on the football field because he had the greenest light. He could just try about anything, but he had a huge arm and he was pretty athletic.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in his younger days. He did whatever the hell he felt like doing, and about 75% of the time it worked.
Yes.
And your brother was there in Green Bay.
Yep.
Sterling
3 years
Sharp.
with him.
3 years with Brett Favre. So he knows what the story was.
Yes.
And I don't think Brett was a bad guy in the locker room, but then we got all kinds of issues going on outside the locker room. Okay. So
well, considering that he held the Patriots hostage, how many years did he held the Patriots? I mean, the Packers hostage.
The Packers.
How many, Skip? Because isn't that locker room behavior? Well, I'm not playing. I want to retire. I don't want to come to minicamp. I don't want to come to training camp. Trade me. Isn't that locker room behavior? Couldn't that be used against him? Never brought up.
It was diva behavior at the very least. So now I go back to Jeff Pearlman's book that he wrote a few years back on Brett Favre, and it was yesterday on Twitter. He unloaded on him and walked everything back. And if you don't know Jeff Pearlman, he wrote the book on the Showtime Lakers that became the basis for Winning Time, the HBO series. But he did do a book on Brett Favre. And as he said about the positive, he said, I talked about the football heroics, the overcoming obstacles, the practical joker. But yes, I also included in the book his grossness, his addictions, and his treatment of women. But now, after what he heard about this, he just concluded that Brett Favre is a bad guy. He doesn't deserve the icon treatment. He doesn't deserve acclaim, image rehabilitation, warm stories of gridiron glory. He says, now, taking money that was designated to help poor people in his state, and funneling that money to help build an expletive volleyball arena. Again, it was because his daughter was the volleyball player at that point at Southern Mississippi. He said that is so grotesque, that is so monstrous that he, Jeff Pearlman, is done with Brett Favre. Well, so should everybody else be, because this is just the worst. And it does tarnish his off-the-field legacy. You can't take away from what he did. He won MVPs.
He did that. He did that.
We got that. We got it.
Two things can be true, though.
Two things can be true in this case for sure. But this is so egregious. This is so over the line that as yet he has not been criminally charged, nor has the ex-governor who he conspired with.
Yeah.
But something is going to come down from
They
this.
should.
Yes.
I mean, you doing you communicating through text about illegal activity. You already said, if you pay me, will the media find out about this?
Yep.
Skip.
That's about as damning as it gets.
Skip, you don't think I want...
And if he was black, bro, niggas would have been incarcerated quickly. I'm talking about would have been shed upon. It's only because it's Brett Favre. It's only because he done did what he did in the NFL. And not to mention, not to slap it on the wrist, that boy is a crack of Caucasian. So just...
I want to do something for my school, Savannah State. Hell, I would like to give them a $5 million, $10 million donation. But I will not put myself to try to seem philanthropic or this great benefactor and to take from Georgia's poorest. They're most underserved. Why the hell would I do that? Now, it's probably going to be in my state. Yeah, when I'm gone, yes, Savannah State, I'm going to leave money for Savannah State. But I ain't got it like that. And I'm not trying to be philanthropic to try to show everybody I am. Well, I steal from one. I rob Peter to pay Paul, so people look at me. Man, look at what Shannon Sharp did. Bro, for a volleyball arena, $5 million you're the poorest state. Your people need help the most. And you do this, and then you $1.1 million in speeches. Who the hell are you going to talk to? Poor people don't want to hear no damn encouragement. They need help. They need supplies. So what? You give them a pep talk? What speeches is he going to skip? Tell me the speeches that he could possibly give that's going to help the Mississippi's most underserved. That's going to do something for them. He ain't bringing no damn food. He ain't bringing water. He not bringing supplies. How did he help teen pregnancy? What?
And what boggles my mind is he made so much money in the NFL for so long, so much for so long, that he comes across as incredibly miserly. Why couldn't he just give some of his savings? I mean, he's fully capable. He's got deep enough pockets at this point. He could have bought the volleyball. He could have paid the $5 million, right?
But Skip, everybody wants to spend somebody else's money.
Yeah, well, come on.
I mean, it's just natural. But but you got to be pretty low that you would take from the most underserved to fill your need, or so you can seem philanthropic. Really? Because Skip, you know they say, man, you see what Brett did? $5 million for a volleyball arena because his daughter played there. He didn't have to do that. He didn't do nothing. The federal government gave that money, but they're quick to talk about, oh, black and brown people, they be stealing. And then we need to cut out some of this pork and all this. Stop it.
Yep.
The biggest criminals, the people that steal the most, look like that.
Well, somehow it felt like Brett Favre rose above the addictions, and he somehow rose above the incident with the woman with the Jets.
Yeah.
And now he's not going to be able to rise above this one.
Give him a year. Give him a year.
So?
He'll be right back.
So.
He'll be right back on it.
I don't
Skip, when they like you, you're untouchable. You know that. I mean, you've been around this too long. Look at how they treat. Look at some of the guys that within the steroid era, and then some of the guys that what? How they get treated. They went right on into the hall. No questions asked. This is a joke.
Gentlemen, Yahoo Sports reports that the FBI is looking into this and has actually questioned Brett Favre already about it. They also added up the estimated salary total for him during his
Favare. No, but that's gonna be it, bro. Niggas getting fucked up. It's time to get out of here. Hope y'all like, subscribe, check it out, and shout out Mr. Ganger. He's the realist. Like always. Oh, we're out of here. Like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, thank you, Wayne. I love you. I know you.
Golden, ayy, fuck nigga, we really in that jungle, Nigel Thornberry. Golden, he gon' fuck a nigga bitch wearing Burberry. Golden, keep a real shoot around like Wayne Perry. Golden, what the fuck inside that bowl, nigga, Katy Perry. Fuck nigga, I get it from the source, I'm a narco. Golden, really stepping on that brick, nigga like Nardo. Spanish plug, he don't speak no English, he Ricardo. Fuck nigga, I'm chicken talking, this ain't for retardo. Pretty bitch, how the fuck that pussy get so fucking wet? What the fuck, I'm really getting that check, I can get him straight. Fuck nigga, if you sit down and listen, I can teach finesse. Golden down in Broward with the Haitians trying to learn the duet. Nigga had